Hi guys, can everyone hear me? Okay, so hi, I am Kashika Sachdeva and I'm the content head for Youth for Mental Health. Right now, I'm here to be in conversation with one of my most favorite people and, of course, my favorite professor. And she taught me last semester, and classes with her were always full of discussions about, politics and feminism and Bollywood and Sigmund Freud, among many other things and people. And there was not a moment where we said, okay, this seems boring. Okay. She's a very strong person with very strong and very relatable views, and I'm going to name her for you. She is Dr. Ritisha Nagar. She is an assistant professor of psychology at the University of Delhi, and she is a speaker who advocates for gender equality. And the theme for our conversation with her today is going to be sexism, Bollywood, and interpersonal relationships. So, if you're a feminist and if you're a Bollywood junkie, and even if you're neither, just stay tuned because this conversation is going to be amazing. Let me just see if she's here and I'll add her very soon. Yes. Good evening, ma'am. Hello.
Hi, Kashika. Good evening.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you, ma'am? I'm good.
Good,
How are
good,
you?
good. All okay? Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for that wonderful introduction.
My pleasure, ma'am. I'm just so nervous right now. I don't know why.
Yeah. Let's just have an interesting conversation so that everyone
Yeah,
enjoys.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so ma'am, let's just start off by you telling us about what the general portrayal of women has been in cinema these days.
Okay, so when you talk about Bollywood or when you talk about cinema in general, even across the world for that matter, the first thing that one needs to understand is that movies have been made from what is called the male gaze. Now, what is male
Yeah.
gaze? Male gaze is the perspective of an heterosexual male. ओके सो अगर आप 70s 80s 90s की कोई भी मूवी उठाओ तो आपको इन जनरल दिखाई देगा कि एक हीरो है और हीरो की माँ है। हीरो की माँ उसके लिए गाजर का हलवा बनाती है, हीरो की बहन उसको राखी बांधती है, हीरो की गर्लफ्रेंड उसके लिए लंबी उम्र का व्रत रखती है। और ज्यादा इसमें अगर आप देखें विमेन का ज्यादा रोल नहीं होता अपार्ट फ्रॉम प्लेइंग अ प्रॉप टू सो फॉर इंस्टेंस ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक हीरोइन का रोल क्या होगा कि आप गुड लुक, यू शुड लुक अट्रैक्टिव। और विलेन, बिकॉज विलेन हैज नेवर बीन एबल टू फाइंड अ वीकनेस इन द हीरो, तो विलेन आपको किडनैप करेगा या विलेन आपको पकड़ के ले जाएगा या विलेन आपको रेप करेगा, सेक्सुअली असॉल्ट करेगा, तो उसका बदला लेने के लिए हीरो जागेगा। और हीरो इन दिस एंटायर प्रोसेस यूजिंग विमेन एज जस्ट props, the hero will become a hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, movies in general have portrayed, Indian movies in general, Bollywood movies, I would specifically talk about, in general have portrayed women as very passive, mute individuals almost. They don't have a
Yeah.
voice. We don't know much about them. We don't know who their friends are. We don't know वो क्या पढ़ाई करी है उन्होंने, कहाँ जॉब करती हैं, क्या उनके wishes हैं, क्या उनके dreams हैं. Sometimes I don't even know if they really even like the guy. We just assume that okay they do because the
Yeah.
hero is saying कि नहीं ये मेरे को पसंद करती है.
हाँ,
Right. So
हाँ.
there are many examples like that where I found that the woman's voice is lacking. So I'll take the I'll take the example of DDLJ. Now, Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge is considered to be, one of the most romantic movies of all time. Now, उसमें अगर आप देखें, it for me it seemed like that the movie was actually revolving around Amrish Puri and Shah Rukh Khan. And the reason is that we knew that Amrish Puri is a strict father कि उसने बिना पूछे लड़की से उसकी शादी कहीं फिक्स करा दी है, right? But so basically, she could not talk to her father about who she loved and be assertive that okay, I want to marry this guy. But when you think about Shah Rukh Khan didn't do anything different. Shah Rukh Khan comes to Punjab and then okay, I'll हम लोग शादी करेंगे whatever, that I also love you, and she says कि हम लोग भाग चलते हैं. But if you see, he doesn't listen to her at all. He says कि नहीं नहीं मैं भाग के तुमसे शादी नहीं करूंगा. And I'm like, यार, he knows she knows her parents better than you do. So essentially, it's about these. And maybe आप देखोगे जा सिमरन जा. So this, the father is giving the permission to the daughter, and the hero is saying कि नहीं ऐसे ही हम लोग करेंगे. So I don't know what Simran's voice, who Simran is in the entire context, in the entire narrative. Again, if you take Kal Ho Na Ho, Preeti Zinta's character now.
Yeah.
I mean, these two guys, especially Shah Rukh Khan and Saif Ali Khan's character, so this guy cannot be with her because he has cancer and he's gonna die. So he almost manipulates the girl into falling in love with Saif Ali Khan, because I am going to decide who you will fall in love with and marry after I die. Who gave you this right? And these two people are caught, and when she's very hurt, extremely hurt, the audience is shown that because he cares and loves so much for her, we should also forgive him, and that he's actually not done anything wrong. Now, similarly, if you take Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, now there are a lot of problems with Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, but one that I would mention, here right now is that if you see Kuch Kuch Hota Hai ki ending mein, she clearly loves Shah Rukh Khan and Salman, but she's still engaged to Salman Khan, right? So in the end, you see that she's crying and she doesn't want to go get married to Saif Ali Khan, but she does not have the agency to run and be with the person that she wants to, because patriarchy will not give her the agency. Abhi bhi, the person that she's engaged to has to give her the permission ki nahi, aao tum isse shaadi karo. And then we as viewers are happy because we have now satisfied the patriarchy that ki आदमी ने उसको अलाउ कर दिया, अब वो कर सकती है और हम सब लोग खुश हैं. तो अगर हम लेटेस्ट मूवी का एग्जांपल दे तो प्रीति's कैरेक्टर इन कबीर सिंह. सो मेनी पीपल फाउंड दिस बैफलिंग कि आधी मूवी खत्म हो गई, प्रीति ने बोला नहीं है, एक शब्द नहीं निकाला है. हर कैरेक्टर इज सो पैसिव. In fact, I had a student who said, "Ma'am, मुझे तो लगा आधी मूवी तक that perhaps she's playing a mute character, that she can't speak actually in the movie." So, these are not the kind of women that I have seen or I know or I am one. So I don't understand why are we portraying women like that. In fact,
and even in many cases, the consent is not explicit. I mean, they're just taken to be okay. हाँ करी दी होगी because the guy is saying तो हाँ ठीक है हाँ ले ही लेते हैं इसकी.
Exactly.
That is very problematic.
Yes. This evening I was reading a very interesting quote. There's a South Indian actor called Siddharth, and he said that our movies show this one thing, this very stupid thing to men कि अगर आप चाहो तो आप किसी भी लड़की को पा सकते हो, कि आप you can want a woman enough for her to fall in love with you, and that is something that so many men have imbibed कि पीछा करते रहो, stalk करते रहो, उसकी ना में ही हाँ है. It's I won't even call it borderline harassment. It is harassment in many cases, So the portrayal of women is what someone actually used, and I like that word, is that it's the portrayal of women in our movies is Indian patriarchal establishment's wet dream. कि आप take सूरज बढ़ जाते हैं as movies for that matter. हम साथ साथ हैं, हम आपके हैं कौन, and Viva and the likes. Now, Suraj Barjatia's movies are considered to be quintessential Indian. That Indian families दिखाई जाती हैं. तो अगर इसमें आप देखो Indian women का क्या portrayal है? Nothing beyond a bahu and a baby making machine. Nothing beyond that. So if you just take हम आपके हैं कौन, I don't know how many, there are many young viewers here, so I don't know if you've seen it or not.
It's a classic, I guess everyone must have.
I hope so. But हम आपके हैं कौन में क्या होता है? If you see Madhuri Dixit's character, she's done computers. She's really good in skating. She's chirpy. She has a voice of her own. She's assertive. She stands up, etc., etc., etc. But you see that moment when she meets Salman Khan, and if you remember, I think she was doing some calculations for some other person. वो आता है, there's some confusion or something like that. So she gives her the calculation and maths that she'd done, some bill का calculation to this person. And then Salman Khan tells कि सर आप फिर से चेक कर लीजिएगा, खूबसूरत लड़कियां अक्सर टोटलिंग में गलतियां कर देती हैं. So this is supposed to be flirting for women, when this is actually extremely insulting and misogynistic statement. You're associating beauty with, so that you can either choose beauty or you can choose brains, right? So similarly, we talked about Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Now Kuch Kuch Hota Hai again shows us that when this Kajol's character Anjali becomes close to the feminine ideal, आप सडनली देख रहे हो उसके
हाँ
लंबे
हाँ
बाल
yeah.
हो गए हैं, वो कथक सीख रही है, वो बच्चों से कितना प्यार करती है। तो दिस इज द फेमिनिन आइडियल इज व्हेन वी फाइंड दैट शाहरुख खान्स कैरेक्टर नाउ फाइनली इज नाउ फॉलोइंग इन लव with Kajol. Telling so many women out there that एक feminine ideal ही है, अगर आप उसको follow करेंगे तभी आप you would that you deserve to be loved. I mean, more recently, let me take up, and for me it's more recently, maybe it would be again very ancient for you, but Cocktail. So Deepika Padukone's character in Cocktail, if you see, again, extremely independent woman. She's not apologetic about her sexuality at all. She's not apologetic about who she is. But then when she falls in love with Saif Ali Khan, she realizes that she has to come close to, that वो संस्कारी लड़की नहीं है. Suddenly, even Saif Ali Khan, who's been sleeping around, who's been very sexually active with all kinds of women, suddenly realizes नहीं नहीं, प्यार तो हम सिर्फ एक कुर्ता सलवार और एक भारतीय नारी और संस्कारी लड़की से करेंगे. So these are some of the portrayals of women on screen that can be very problematic because we all imbibe these then.
Yes. Yeah. So, and when we object actors that, about the objectification of women, they end up justifying it by saying that they're just glorifying and celebrating the sensuality of women.
Right.
Even in an interview, I read that, Shah Rukh Khan in his movie, he said that हमने female actor का नाम पहले डाला है title में because,
Yeah.
we are celebrating her, that this is the way we are respecting her.
Yes.
And I feel
Yes.
this is just so ironic. Movie में आप कुछ भी दिखाते हो, like you are disrespecting them, you are not giving them the equal status that they deserve. And title में दिखा के you are saying, okay, हमने अपना काम कर दिया है इधर से.
It's token feminism. It's not even feminism. It's very pseudo actually. So yes, that is very true. In fact, you'd find UN ने एक study करी थी in 2014, and they found that Indian cinema is highest when it comes to objectification of women. So early 90s में आप देखोगे it's very common कि एक लड़की को आपने waterfall के नीचे रख दिया है और उसने बहुत skimpily clad एक white सा कपड़ा पहन रखा है and everything is see-through. So you'd find Raveena Tandon in a yellow sari in Tip Tip Barsa Pani. So you had this kind of objectification forever. But there is something new that came in, which is called the item numbers. So late 90s and early 2000. Now the meaning of item in itself is thing and an object. Okay. What are item numbers? Item numbers is a curvaceous woman dancing with those pelvic thrusts and jhumkas and wearing skimpily clad clothes on very raunchy lyrics. What are they there for? Narrative में कहीं plot में उसकी कोई जरूरत नहीं है, लड़ाई हो रही है, मारधाड़ हो रहा है, and suddenly you have an item number coming in with such shameful lyrics. कभी कभी अगर आप कैब में कहीं बैठे और इस तरह की म्यूजिक चल रहा है, I don't know, sometimes I get embarrassed. Things like मैं तो तंदूरी मुर्गी हूँ, गटक ले मुझे अल्कोहल से, कद्दू कटेगा सब में बटेगा, अफगान जलेबी, और मैं जंडू बाम हुई, something like, or shut up and bounce. What does shut up and bounce actually mean? What does that translate to? So there was this friend of mine who recently reminded me, if you see a movie like Kalank, now Kalank has three very beautiful women, Madhuri Dixit, Sonakshi Sinha and Alia Bhatt. And yet they had to bring in Kiara Advani and Kriti Sanon for item numbers. So these three women are not enough for you. So it's nothing but a cheap ploy to get the men in the cinema halls. Now, when people say that we are celebrating women's sexuality and this is only celebrating her sensuality, etc., and she's very empowered because she has this. No, this is not empowerment. In fact, Shabana Azmi in one of her interviews said that एक 6 साल की लड़की इन लिरिक्स पे नाच रही है, गा रही है कि मैं तंदूरी मुर्गी हूँ, मुझे गटक ले अल्कोहल के साथ, पेरेंट्स तालियां बजा रहे हैं, नेबरहुड रिश्तेदार में सब लोग बड़ा क्यूट मान रहे हैं. This is sexualization of the child. This is not empowerment of that child. And if you see how these item numbers are shot, there are low angle shot. A woman literally, fragmented. You will see the bosoms, then you'll see the hip, then you'll see the navel obsession that is famously there in South India and even in Bollywood for that matter. So ये कोई uncommon बात नहीं है कि अब patriarchy empowerment का excuse लेके patriarchal objectification for instance आगे बढ़ा रही है. So yeah. quite hypocritical of them.
Okay. Also, ma'am, what would you say about the portrayal of rape scenes on media and how it impacts people?
Right. So, okay. So I think rape, sexual assault, molestation are such serious topics. They are, they require such sensitive handling in movies. But I don't see many movies in Bollywood that have actually handled this topic with the kind of sensitivity that it requires. Okay, आप 60s 50s 70s की movies देखो तो it's very common, ये बहुत common dialogue होता था, भगवान के लिए मुझे छोड़ दो, and there would be every second third movie would have a rape scene in it, needless rape scene. So when you matlab I remember when I was young, I was having about 7 8 years old or something, and I was just watching, happened to be flipping channels, and I just saw this one movie. I don't even remember कौन सी movie थी, उसमें माधुरी दीक्षित थी. So Madhuri Dixit is raped in a village, and she's brutally raped to the extent to which there's this one scene which is very explicitly there, that she was wearing an earring, and this man actually tears her earlobe while attacking her. It is so visual, it is so disturbing, it's so vivid, and one wonders what is it that they're trying to communicate over here. Where is the censor board when it comes to censoring or cutting, disturbing elements from these kind of movies? It's not there. In fact, rape scenes are for just two purposes, I feel. One is that it of course is something that is designed again as a cheap tactic to bring people in, or in general it's there for sexual release of many viewers, male viewers essentially. अभी आप YouTube करोगे तो आपको movies में से जो rape scenes हैं वो YouTube search में मिलेंगे, best rape scene or this woman raped and something like that, and there are lakhs and lakhs of views, on thousands of views on these videos. और अगर और क्या, and these rape scenes or the rape in the narrative is actually used again. It's not at all for women, it's not at all talking about women assault against women or violence against women. That is not their agenda. The agenda is कि अब लड़का अपनी बहन की, अपनी वाइफ की, अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड की रेप का बदला लेगा और इसमें उसका कैरेक्टर डेवलप होगा. So latest example is Simba, कि this is a very corrupt रणवीर सिंह की movie. This is a very corrupt officer, and वो अपना suddenly वो सीधा हो जाता है, suddenly he becomes very law abiding, or he wants to then fight for women's rights and all, because the rape scene comes in. So we don't know about the woman, we don't know about her life, we don't know about her background, we don't know anything about the woman. We just know that she got raped, and now this woman and her life and the assault against her is going to be used to build the narrative and build this character. Right?
And also, maybe it was emphasized because she was accepted as, he accepted her as her sister, as his sister. Had he not done it, probably that would have not been shown actually.
Perhaps you're very, very right. Again, communicating कि माँ बहन का बदला लेना है आपको, because a woman otherwise is not worth respect and worth standing up for. अगर आपसे related है तभी आप बदला लीजिए, तभी आप उसको respect करिए. In fact, last thing that regarding rape scenes, I would want to say that, again, something that I read somewhere, that when you ask directors कि आप ये इस तरीके के scenes आपने क्यों डाले हैं, what is the purpose behind these scenes, they'd say, अरे हम तो realistic cinema दिखाना चाहते हैं. And someone actually said that अगर आपको realistic दिखाना है तो आप डायरिया भी दिखाइए, डायरिया भी तो realistic होता है, या आप ये rape scenes ही क्यों दिखा रहे हैं? So yeah, quite shameful portrayal over there.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am, like we talked about gender inequality and women being bashed about for their independence also, and for not adhering to the societal standards that have been set. So relationships where violence is normalized, where male partner is abusing the female partner, and how do they affect our interpersonal relationships in real life?
Right. I think what needs to be understood is that हमारी कंट्री काफी हद तक कंजर्वेटिव है, और हमारी फैमिलीज में बहुत हद तक हमारी ऐसी फैमिलीज हैं जहाँ पे डेटिंग, रोमांस और सेक्स के बारे में बिल्कुल बात नहीं होती है. तो द ओनली सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन फॉर मेनी यंग पीपल आर द मूवीज. देन we tend to learn what is normal, what is acceptable, what is healthy from what we see on screen. And on screen, what we see is what sets standards for us in real life. Okay, so for instance, again, a research has found that 74% of sexual relations scenes in our Bollywood movies actually can be characterized under the heading of sexual harassment. So 74% of romance shown in Indian movies is sexual harassment by technical legal standards. You know, so stalking. Stalking is so very common. If you stalk a woman, उसका पीछा करो आप, उसको बार-बार message करो, उसको बार-बार, you've seen that in Ranjana happen. Ranjana was so problematic. He's
Yeah.
वो उसको बार-बार मना कर रही है, उसको थप्पड़ मार चुकी है, and this person would not leave her alone. I mean, men need to understand that if something like this happens to me in real life, I would be scared as hell to be followed by a man, to be constantly कि मेरे को कोई मेरा पीछा कर रहा है. It is not romantic. It's a scary experience. Similarly, बहुत पुरानी मूवी है, पता नहीं आप लोगों ने देखी होगी नहीं देखी होगी. It had Amir Khan in it. It's called Ishq. Amir
हाँ,
Khan
yeah.
and Ajay Devgan. So
हाँ.
उसमें भी again बहुत problematic scene है where these two Juhi Chawla and Amir Khan's character are fighting and then she kind of holds her bag and उसका bag का strap टूट जाता है. So to get back at her, he kisses her in front of everyone. And
Yeah.
from there they show कि उनका romance शुरू होता है. No consent. The woman, you can literally see Juhi Chawla is resisting and fighting, but the message is the message being implied in that scene is कि यहाँ से उनकी मोहब्बत की कहानी शुरू हुई है. Recently, even Toilet Ek Prem Katha, Akshay Kumar. Now, Toilet Ek Prem Katha is a movie that many people promoted that it's a very positive movie that everyone must see. उसको शायद tax free भी किया गया था कहीं कहीं कुछ states में.
Yeah.
But if you see, he was stalking the girl in उसको उसकी photo खींच रहा है वो, उसके पीछे पड़ा हुआ है वो बार बार. So again, this is not romance. Similarly, if you see, again, my examples are really old, but I don't think they have changed. I mean, the movies have changed currently. So, Dil To Pagal hai agar aap dekho.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a very long time, but एक गाना आ रहा था दिल तो पागल है में जिसमें करिश्मा कपूर और शाहरुख खान पे वो गाना पिक्चराइज था. So what I saw was that Shah Rukh Khan is jogging and Karishma Kapoor cycling कर रही है उसके साथ साथ. And Shah Rukh Khan happens to just slap her butt in the song, and that is just so weird for me when I saw it as a with my feminist consciousness ki she's your friend, how can you just hit her or slap her at any body part as and when you feel like, and this is the main male protagonist hero of the movie. Similarly, Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein, Madhavan and Dia Mirza, it had beautiful songs, A.R. Rahman music, everything. But the story again was so problematic. He lies to this girl कि मेरा नाम कुछ और है, that I'm your fiance. She falls in love with him. उसके बाद जब उसको पता लगता है कि इसने झूठ बोला, इसने मैनिपुलेट किया, उसके बाद वो जाके उस पे लड़ रहा है कि तुम मेरे से बात क्यों नहीं कर रही, just because मैंने अपना नाम just because आपने अपनी आइडेंटिटी छुपाई is not just because ना. So रहना है तेरे दिल में. Devdas, if you see Devdas, Shahrukh Khan's Madhuri Dixit, उसमें एक सीन होता है जहाँ पे when she's married the other guy and she comes and she meets him, or maybe before the marriage or after the marriage or whatever, she says very proudly कि चांद में भी दाग होता है. I am something, I am very beautiful, I know, but क्योंकि चांद में तो दाग होता है, चांद इतना cannot match to my standards. So what he does is that there's a huge chain and he uses it and hits her and she starts bleeding and she has a mark here, almost like, and says that कि अब तुम में इतना गुरूर नहीं होगा क्योंकि तुम में भी ये दाग है, तो चांद में भी दाग है और तुम में भी अब मैंने दाग कर दिया. So basically I'm marking you, you're my territory. Okay, so this all हसीना मान जाएगी, चीखेगी चिल्लाएगी, क्या कब तक चीखेगी चिल्लाएगी, हसीना मान जाएगी. Look at the songs. This is harassment, this is violence, this is abuse. Matlab, there is no normal romance. And over here, I especially want to focus on this movie Kabir Singh. Kabir Singh is just so problematic. उसके आप डायलॉग सुन लो, प्रीति अपनी चुन्नी ठीक करो, और प्रीति अपनी फटाफट चुन्नी ठीक करती है. ये लड़की मेरी है, ये बंदी मेरी है, मेरी बंदी है, और इस बंदी के अलावा बाकी सारी बंदियां आपकी. What does this mean? Are women objects? And this is before he's even met her, ever talked to her, spoken to her. He's claimed ownership on this woman. So Kabir Singh, I believe, is the story of an entitled, narcissistic, impulsive, abusive, alcoholic individual who needs therapy. He's not, he's not supposed. Many girls have come up and said that, oh, we want a boyfriend like Kabir Singh. No, darling, you don't. You don't. Trust me, you don't. Kabir Singh, there are these three, I mean, just to give an example, he right in the opening scene, at the knife point, he asks a woman to undress. He runs after his house help, domestic help, and उसको मारने को ऐसी मजाक, वो humor में दिखाया गया और लोग हंस रहे हैं, right? He starts undressing in front of a nurse. These are all, attempted rape, assault, and sexual harassment. These are legal definitions, but yet we see them, the entire cinema hall is laughing. एंड सो इसमें आप देखो, वो बोलता है कि मैं, तुम कैसे कपड़े पहनोगी, तुम किसके साथ बैठोगी, ये इसके साथ फ्रेंडशिप करो. And there is a power dynamic also over here, the senior and the junior power dynamic that of course is not being expressed. उसको उठा के क्लास के बीच में से फील्ड पे ले जा रहा है वो अकेले. You believe that is there, her consent is there, but I haven't heard her at all in the movie. How am I supposed to believe what her consent, what her likes, what her dislikes are? Uske baad, they have a fight or whatever they had. And he abandons her. He slaps her, of course. He abandons her. And then after that, he realizes his mistake and comes back and apologizes. And by then, she says no. So uske baad fir wo, I mean, everyone knows that, uski jab shaadi ho jati hai, that's the time when he actually separates. Or again saying कि लड़की अगर मना कर रही है कि भाई मुझे तुझसे बात नहीं करनी, you will not respect that. You will respect the fact that now she has another man in her life. So basically you're respecting the agency of the man and not the woman. So Kabir Singh एक ऐसा वो spoiled बच्चा है कि जिसने जो अपने toys को mistreat करता है और जब वो टूट जाते हैं तो वो रोता है और उनको और मारता है कि ये टूटे कैसे. So I think उसमें अगर आप मूवी में देखो तो कबीर सिंह एक ऐसा जीनियस गिफ्टेड डॉक्टर है जो मतलब ड्रंक होके भी इतनी लोगों की जानें बचा रहा है. इम्प्लाई क्या कर रहा है, ठीक है थोड़ी बहुत बॉयज विल बी बॉयज, थोड़ी बहुत गलतियां हैं, बेचारा देखो, बेचारा लड़का, बट heart of gold, the man with the heart of gold, problematic, troubled man. And we've seen so many of them around us. Look at Salman Khan. So what, Salman Khan is hitting Aishwarya Rai. So what, Salman Khan abuses and harasses all his ex-girlfriends, most of his ex-girlfriends at least. So what if he's killed people? So what if he's killed animals? So what? Dekho, being human, to dekho, uska kaam dekho. The whole point is we revere bad boys. And women, men, society revere bad boys ki bichare troubled hain. Lekin we don't realize that these bad boys turn up to be abusive husbands, abusive fathers, and perpetuating the cycle of violence and trauma in society. आप अपने around देखो, there are so many Kabir Singhs around us who have imbibed toxic masculinity, not only from the families but also from media. Yeah, there was this woman who किसी एक रूरल विलेज में जिससे पूछा गया कि आपके हस्बैंड आप पे हाथ उठाते हैं, आपको मारते हैं. She said, अगर मेरे हस्बैंड नहीं मारेंगे तो और कौन आदमी मेरे को हाथ उठाएगा, मेरे ऊपर कौन हाथ लगाएगा. That is the internalization of violence. My own domestic help gets beaten up from time to time by her alcoholic, abusive husband. Yeah, and this is not the problem of the low socioeconomic status classes, or let's say this is not the problem of rural areas in the country. Yeah, I have also heard young girls say, oh, my boyfriend is so very possessive. He doesn't like me talking to this boy. He doesn't like me drinking too much. He doesn't like me doing this. He doesn't like me doing that. I've also seen it from women coming from very posh colonies कि नहीं वो कभी कभी पी के ज्यादा थोड़ा हो जाता है, otherwise तो बहुत प्यार करते हैं मुझे. This is abuse that we have all, because from our movies we have, not only from our movies, but yeah, movies have glorified abusive relationships and told us this is normal. Yeah, so that's a lot to take in, I know.
No, that is actually really an eye-opener actually. I mean, I never scrutinized all these movies from these aspects. I mean, it was really good. Also, I'm moving away from the problematic aspects of cinema where women are portrayed as weak and the violence against them is normalized. There are some movies, like Queen and Lipstick Under My Burqa, which have moved mainstream cinema towards showing empowered women characters. Also, taking the example of the movie Thappad, I don't know if you've seen that, but in that the girl's journey, Tapsi's journey of wanting of not being able to respect her husband anymore because he hit her in a fit
Yeah,
of rage,
yeah,
actually. That was really commendable. But again, that was shown in
right,
context of a man.
right,
That is
right,
again problematic. But the fact that her character has been portrayed as strong and
right,
independent person, at least at some point in the movie, that was still
right,
commendable. What do
right.
you have to say about this?
Right. So, yes, I do feel that in the recent past we have seen movies where we have that have tried to incorporate the female gaze, or that have tried to incorporate women's stories, that have presented women as strong characters. So, I think
Hmm.
some of the movies that come to my mind would be like, for instance, Fashion, Page
Hmm.
3, Kahani, Vidya
Kahani.
Balan's Kahani. Even
Yeah.
Dirty Picture was problematic in many, many ways, but again, the character initially, at least, Silk Smitha's character, you don't just see it from a voyeuristic lens. You see her as a human being, even though the movie may have drawn people in cinema, otherwise, just because of her body or
Yeah.
whatever. Then there is Door. Of course, that was a beautiful story of these
Okay.
Door again. I don't know if you've seen Gul Panag and Aisha Takia. It's a beautiful story of the friendship between these two women. So yes, at least in the 21st century, we had been seeing movies with strong women characters, and of course, after Queen,
Hmm.
there has been Queen made producers and movie makers realize that perhaps it's high time now for us to be moving away from the male gaze and exploring women's stories. Yeah, so you mentioned Lipstick Under My Burqa. Then there is Neerja, there is English
Yeah.
Winglish, there
Hmm.
is Pink, there is Highway, there is Thappad, of course, that you mentioned again. So while I wouldn't call all of these movies perfect or even one of them perfect, but definitely there has been an improvement.
Hmm.
However, it's still a long way to go, because research has said that in 2017 only 11% of all the Bollywood movies were actually women oriented movies, right? So 11% doesn't guarantee कि अच्छा times have changed now और अब तो बहुत ही अलग बातें नहीं है, right? So if you see Lipstick Under My Burqa, now, Lipstick Under My Burqa is the title itself. So you're talking about small town. I mean, amongst all the characters, of course, there's a Ratna Patak Shah's character, a 55-year-old woman who's masturbating to a younger person, which was, of course, बहुत सारे लोग हॉल से निकले, ये क्या है, ये कितना गंदा है, ये क्या अजीब है. So you would find many, but yet it opened a story, a side, of that we had never seen on screen ever before. Then
Yes.
burqa and lipstick, of course, are symbolic to the fact that there are women from small towns who are burqa wearing women who also are, individual women in their own rights, their sexualities, their identities, their wants, their desires that need to be explored. Lekin, at that time when this movie came out, the censor board censored. Of course, we all know that उनका job censoring नहीं है, उनका job certification है. But they cut off many scenes from the movie, and the reason that they gave is, oh, it's too lady oriented. What does lady oriented mean? So right now again the thinking is कि ये इस तरह की movies थोड़ी हटके movies हैं. Even though mainstream cinema is exploring them, we still call them women oriented, lady oriented movies, right? That stigma is still there. And second problem is, many movies that have shown empowered women have given the message that empowered women can only become empowered with an empowered man in the picture. So, for
Hmm.
instance, you'll see, sorry, this is my dog who's just come to be petted. Go, Shir, go. So,
So,
go. So, you see Dangal, you see Pink, you see Chak De India, you see Dear Zindagi. So, when you see these movies, Dear Zindagi, Chak De India, Pink, you see Dangal, you'll find that the women are, of course, they're exploring some very interesting themes. So for instance, Pink made us realize कि consent का मतलब बहुत सारे लोगों में consent की conversation शुरू हुई. Pink
hmm.
told us कि जब आपने वहां देख इस तरह की लड़कियों के साथ तो ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. It made us question the misogyny of prejudices, and not just ours but of the masses. But लेकिन आप Pink का poster देखो. So these three women are standing there, कटघरे में खड़ी हैं और इतनी छोटी सी बनाई हुई है. And if you see, Amitabh Bachchan's picture behind is at least 4 times. Okay, similarly if you see Dangal, now Dangal mein this is an again story of empowered Haryana girls, of course. So उसमें भी यही दिखाया गया कि भाई फादर की बात सुनो, जब उस लड़की ने फादर की बात सुनना छोड़ दिया तो उसकी मतलब लाइफ ही पूरी खराब हो गई. So some of the so even though we have women's stories, we have women empowered movies now, but still we are very far away from what I would consider to be ideal.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. So, like, I heard you talking about, sexism, which actually could have escaped my or anyone else's eyes for that matter. But how can we learn to, identify sexism in any piece of entertainment that we see in these days? How can we learn to, not normalize this in real life?
Right. See, सबसे पहले तो ये बात है कि जब हम लोग एंटरटेनमेंट की बात करते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग समझते हैं कि एंटरटेनमेंट को एंटरटेनमेंट की जगह रखो, इसमें आप अपना फेमिनिज्म मत घुसाओ, इसमें डोंट गेट टू सीरियस बिकॉज दिस इज जस्ट अ मूवी. This is just a movie. Now, just a movie, first and foremost, is the thought that we need to challenge. No, the movies are shaping society. They not only present the society, they also shape the society. So, Akshay Kumar. Now, Akshay Kumar one day earlier is talking about, he's tweeting about Priyanka Reddy's rape and murder case. He's tweeting about Nirbhaya. And next day he has a movie coming out with again very problematic dialogue, Good News. So in Good News, he says that uski ovaries nikal do. Na mama banegi, na Mia hoga, mama Mia. Some very ridiculous dialogue like this. So another is, hey, tum kya tawaif ho? Oops, meri tawaif nahi, wife banogi tum. So cheap humor, cheap comedy, apart from all the other, of course, objectification related problems that we found. Now in an interview again, Akshay Kumar was asked, why are you doing this kind of cinema and you of course tweet about women's right and empowerment. He said, देखो movies को इतना serious मत लो, लोग अपना पैसा देख के fun करने आते हैं और इतनी serious की you don't have to take it so seriously. Now this is the mindset we need to counter first and foremost. So for me, the examples that I've given throughout this discussion have been mostly of movies that I have probably seen while growing up. Because, and I kept wondering, why do I not remember a lot of movies, after 25 years of age or 20 years of age that I've seen? There have been some good movies, but the reason I've not remembered them is probably when you're younger, movies have a very different kind of an impact. So you'll role modelize the person, you'll collect the photographs of your favorite hero, heroine, you'll watch that movie again and again, the music, everything. So एक impact जो एक बच्चे के दिमाग पे और एक young person के दिमाग पे इस movies का पड़ता है, of course सब पूरी society पे पड़ता है, but that is immense and we need to recognize that first and foremost. Second, point is that identification of sexism in the entertainment industry is not very different from identification of sexism elsewhere. Your families, your homes, your workplaces. So, ये कोई अलग जगह नहीं है. It requires you to understand what misogyny is, what patriarchy is, what sexism is, and view all of these things, all of these, situations from a critical lens. So, ये लग रहा बहुत टेक्निकल होगा, इतना क्या बोल दिया, क्या मतलब है, इसका हम कैसे करेंगे, बट बहुत सिंपल सी बात है कि अगर आप कोई मूवी देखते हैं या कोई स्टोरी आप देखते हैं, वेब सीरीज जो भी आप देख रहे हैं, उसमें जस्ट आस्क योरसेल्फ, whose story is this, whose voice is being heard, whose voice is being silenced, whose narrative is not there, or something as simple like, ask, especially in context of a woman, कि यार ये लड़की, so मेरे को सबसे ज्यादा एक बड़ा weird, I was left with such I didn't have any closure when I saw Kabir Singh for the simple reason, two things. मेरे को ये था कि यार ये लड़की मेडिकल स्टूडेंट थी, टॉपर थी, बेस्ट कॉलेज ऑफ मेडिकल कॉलेज में दिखाया गया है. What happened to her practice? I hope she didn't give up her practice after getting pregnant. Something like, again I'll give you another example of Sultan recently. ये लड़की, अनुष्का शर्मा's character, she's preparing to win the gold for the country, wrestling है, वहां एक लड़का आके उसको needlessly pursue कर रहा है. उसने कहा कि नहीं, मैं तो सिर्फ एक पहलवान से शादी करूंगी. तो वो पहलवान 30 साल का आदमी suddenly, because सलमान खान है तो वो ओलंपिक विनर टाइप पहलवान भी बन जाएगा एकदम से. And then she gets pregnant and then she leaves all her dreams everything that she worked hard for her life, and nobody sees that to be a tragedy, and instead says that my biggest medal is my husband's happiness over this news. And so what I'm saying is that ask yourself कि ये लड़की किसकी स्टोरी है, इस लड़की की क्या विशेस हैं, क्या सोच है, क्या जिंदगी है, इसके दोस्त कौन है, इसकी अपनी जिंदगी क्या है. Try to see women not from the peripheral marginal perspective कि हीरो की सपोर्ट में सिर्फ एक प्यार करने के लिए और एक बचाने के लिए ये लड़की इसको डाल रखा है. So some of those things. And finally, the last thing that we can and we should do, not only once you have identified resist, movie makers are doing a business. Okay, entertainment industry is out there to make money. Yes, they have the privileged position to check themselves. Yes, they are in a privileged position to give responsible cinema. I will not redeem them, or I will not condone that they, the kind of movies that they make, and I will not let them get away with it. But at the same time, they are not wrong in saying कि item numbers चलते हैं, that हम लोगों को इस तरह के गाने पसंद आते हैं. There is Yo-Yo Honey Singh के गाने, again, बलात्कारी is a song. So ये जो, for instance, again, Houseful 4 and Sky is Pink was released the same day, and yet so many people didn't go for Sky is Pink, they went for Houseful 4. So at the end of the day, this is a two-way communication where the society and the mainstream cinema, in all of them, are supporting misogyny, sexism, and disturbing portrayal of women and relationships in cinema.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am, it was really great talking to you. I mean, the session was such an eye-opener for me and everyone, I guess. I mean, and taught us to be more critical and to, probably be alert and to identify and question, most importantly, the sexism that is being shown in movies. So
Right.
I think if everyone does that. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just cutting you short here. I forgot to mention another point that I must mention is that another problem with the portrayal of relationships on screen is the predominantly heterosexual relationships that we see.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a LGBT community member who grows up seeing these movies, लड़का लड़की प्यार में पड़ते हैं, शादी करते हैं, so the normal regular couple that they see in quotes is a man and a woman. And by that definition, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, or whatever, a young kid who may not be heterosexual or who may not even have understood his sexuality, maybe exploring or whatever, may find himself or herself or themselves to be extremely abnormal. कि मेरे को लड़कियां अच्छी लग रही हैं, मैं शाहरुख खान को देख के एज ए लड़का पसंद कर रहा हूँ, या मैं रणवीर सिंह को देख के एज ए लड़का मुझे वो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, मेरा उसके ऊपर क्रश है, तो मेरे में बहुत ही कुछ, there is a lot of self-loathing that LGBT community goes through when they don't see the representation. In fact, 90s में gay and homosexual people were just there for comic relief in the movies. So if you've seen pretentious movie reviews, तो उसमें this movie I'm forgetting the name of the movie. Anyway, उस मूवी में एक गे कैरेक्टर सिर्फ इसीलिए डाला गया है because they had this one dialogue, तुम्हारा नाम जय मेहरा नहीं गे मेहरा होना चाहिए. So इस तरीके से 90s and 80s की movies, effeminate men were always butt of jokes. They were bullied, they were laughed at by the population. So in early 2000, then you had movies wherein so you had something like Kanta Ben's character in Kalona Ho, homophobia shown over there. So then you had Dostana. So at least the change that you would see there, it's not again, it led to mockery of homosexuality, but mainstream actors were now willing to play or pretend to be gay, which something mainstream actors like Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Saif Ali Khan, or whatever, Salman Khan has still not done it, but Saif Ali Khan, Shah Rukh Khan would not have done it. But of course, like we've talked about how empowered women are now shown, and then movies have become different. Thankfully, we do have good web series that something like your Made in Heaven. So you have even Kapoor and Sons for that matter. So they are showing homosexual or non-heterosexual, non-straight relationships also as normal, healthy. So even 4 More Shots for that matter, lesbian relationships is shown in a very beautiful manner. So yeah.
And
so
also
I thought I really wanted. Sorry?
Have you seen that movie, Margarita from a Straw, Kalki?
Margarita with a Straw. No, I haven't
With
seen
straw, yeah.
that yet, but I do. Yeah. But it has, I
It was
believe it has
really good.
explored bisexuality.
Yes, it was
Good,
really
good.
good actually. Very
Right,
different from
right,
what we actually usually see these days.
right.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for being there with us. It was really great talking to you.
Right. So do we
Ma'am.
have any questions now that we want to look at or some comments perhaps?
Um, I don't think, or I might have skipped them maybe. Uh, Ma'am, I don't know. I can't see. I'm really bad with tech. Um,
I think
there
any
have been some
question.
comments where people
Hmm.
really appreciated what we were saying, what you
Right.
were saying, and I guess
Yeah.
that's it.
I think someone has talked about the movie Fire, and Fire by Nandita.
Yes.
Nandita is also does is
Yeah.
it explored lesbian relationships. Again, you must have been really young
Okay.
when Fire came out. It had Shabana Azmi and it had, I think, Nandita Das or someone. And I've
Okay.
seen that movie, and it's a beautiful movie, but it was banned in India
Bad.
because again, lesbian relationships. So you
Oh.
have no problem displaying homosexual characters as caricatures, but something that shows lesbian
Hmm.
relationship or homosexual relationships in general in a sensitive manner, those movies tend to get banned, of course. All right, I
Hmm.
think they're mostly
Uh,
some.
there is this one thing that I guess Akshay is trying to say. Like some people criticize analyzing comedy as being too serious. How do you counter that?
Criticize comedy as being too serious.
Yeah.
I don't quite I don't quite get this question. As in that
Um, like
so
when
what
you said
probably
that, huh?
maybe they're just, so there there might be certain scenes which are there for again comic relief, and then you and if you question them, so for instance if ye wala dialogue mama mia na ovaries nikal do na banegi maa na banega mia something like that, so in this so if you take this example, I don't find it funny at all. So uh, the problem is something that you might be finding funny might be violating someone's human rights. Okay. Secondly, something that you might be finding funny, like for instance, this scene in Kabir Singh, जहाँ पे वो चाकू निकाल के उस लड़की को undress करने को बोल रहा है, लोग हंस रहे हैं, lot of men, women in the cinema are laughing. It is not funny. It needs to be checked because imagine as a woman or a human being, not even a woman, as a human being, you are in that situation where someone takes out a knife and asks you to undress. Do you think that is going to be comedy? Not at all. So,
Hmm.
so feminists are not people who don't have a sense of humor. Feminists are not going to laugh at someone. They're not going to laugh at bullying being passed off as comedy. So that's my
Yes.
answer to that. Yeah.
I'm also, Tanushree is asking that a lot of people compared Kabir Singh to Alia's character in Gully Boy. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, now I have this answer. I have seen this comment so many times. Now, what you need to understand here is beginning with, I do not condone violence by any human being. Violence, physical, emotional, not at all something that one should go for, something that we must practice. That no, this is not right, this is extremely wrong. So I'm not okay with Alia slapping, hitting another human being, girl or a boy. I am not okay with Kabir Singh, as I already mentioned, hitting a woman. Now the problem in the display of these two, why I am coming down so strongly on Kabir Singh is, please tell me, while violence against men by women is a problem, but is it as serious, as great a problem as violence against women in our society today? Statistically speaking, no. A woman is more likely to be murdered by her husband than a woman murdering her husband. Okay, so you have to understand that there is systemic oppression and violence against women in society in general. और वहां
Hmm.
पे एक मूवी आती है और एक डायरेक्टर आता है ऊपर से जो इंटरव्यू में कहता है कि अगर मैं अपनी औरत को या अपनी वाइफ को या गर्लफ्रेंड को थप्पड़ नहीं मार सकता तो ये मैं अपने उसको प्यार कैसे इजहार करूं? अरे भाई, there are 150 million ways of expressing your love than hitting a woman. So
Yes.
Alia Bhatt hitting a woman, how many women are going to be inspired enough to be hitting their boyfriends once you see a, or hitting anyone when you see Alia Bhatt? Perhaps a few. But the problem that is already there in the society कि violence against women, उसको fuel करता है कबीर सिंह का ये scene कि शाहिद कपूर जैसा को, because the problem with Kabir Singh is not that it has shown a troubled human being. The problem is it has pedestalized it. उसको hero बनाया हुआ है. I don't pity him. I don't feel कि बेचारा, I don't feel कि oh there is nothing wrong in showing human beings who are less than perfect. But these human beings should not become I should, when women come up to me and tell me Kabir Singh जैसा boyfriend चाहिए, उसमें problem है. If they
Yes.
say that Kabir Singh was a good movie, poor guy, he needs help, agreed, wonderful display. So I really believe that Kabir Singh's character needed therapy, and anyone who has fallen in love with Kabir Singh after watching Kabir Singh also needs therapy.
Yeah, true. And even also, in Gully Boy, I remember Ranveer Singh slept with another woman, and that point is not addressed during the movie at all. It has been overlooked, like it was not a big deal. And if a woman cheats in a movie, that point is
Yes,
highlighted, that point is stressed upon so
absolutely.
much.
Absolutely. क्योंकि again movies are a portrayal of कि boys will be boys and लड़के तो मतलब promiscuous होते ही हैं, लेकिन लड़कियां, संस्कारी लड़कियां, so if you see again cocktail अगर आप देखो तो she is celebrating her sexuality, she is confident about her sexuality, but to be
Yes.
accepted as a wife, to be accepted as a bahu, daughter-in-law, you have to become this virginal, tyag ki devi kind of a character. And yes, that's true. So if you find women, sleeping or drinking, even in today's date, you would see them as not, good enough women. At least not good enough for patriarchy to accept them as, ये marriage material नहीं है. I have actually heard these comments कि marriage material and non-marriage material. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, ma'am, there is Cozy Cat saying that I feel like Alia's character, even in the movie, was called out by her boyfriend in the movie, but the character of Kabir Singh was pedestalized
Yes.
throughout the movie.
Exactly. There are no checks and there are no checks in place. Kabir Singh is such a sad person. If you see, the last memory that he has of his grandmother is him fighting with his grandmother. And I find that to be so disturbing. He is so impulsive and aggressive that he cannot keep his behavior in check. And there is no one who's, calling his bullshit out. The girl, and मुझे actually बहुत दुख हुआ है देख के that the last thing, that this is a person who's so compelled by his bad behavior that he doesn't have the last good memory of his own grandmother, and that is not at all cool.
Yeah. Ma'am, there is a person, okay, Shifali wants to talk about Rustam, the movie where Ilyana and Akshay were there.
Okay, so I have seen Rustam, but like I was telling you, the more latest movies, I don't tend to remember the nitty-gritties of them. But yeah, so Rustam may, again, if you see, the wife has to redeem herself for having an extramarital affair. Now, one can have their own sense of morality. There are all sorts of relationship: monogamous, open marriages, polyamorous relationship, polygamous relationships. So I am not trying to make a commentary about rightness or wrongness of her behavior. Okay, what I'm saying is that how it was portrayed was that she was gullible and manipulated by this friend, and बेचारी she made a mistake, and now throughout the movie वो एक अच्छी wife की तरह अपने husband के साथ खड़ी रहेगी. So even when she falls for the society to accept her back, she has to go back to the mold of the you can say the ideal woman for that matter.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm afraid the questions are over. Okay, someone says it. I've been told many times that Kabir Singh is just a movie. Chill about the whole hitting thing. Oh God.
I think we've already discussed that
Yeah.
at length when
Yeah.
I was talking about it's not just a movie. Hitting, abuse, violence is reality for many women in our country and world over today. So
Yeah.
no, it's not just a movie. It's our life that is being made fun of and mocked at.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Okay, I guess. Then I guess we'll have to end our session here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being there and for sharing your thoughts and experiences about sexism, Bollywood, and relationships. It was really
Thank,
great talking to you. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
You too.